Hi friends, welcome back to my channel SciTech. In today's video I'll try to do the proximity sensor comparison between all of these 5 smartphones which I got right now. Yes friends, this is a request which has come from plenty of my subscribers asking me to make a video, but finally I thought of making side-by-side comparison, so which will be giving really good information for a lot of other users. What is actually happening with this proximity sensor? Because nowadays few of the companies they are trying to use a physical proximity sensor and few of them they are not trying to use a physical proximity sensor. I'll try to explain you what is the difference between physical proximity sensor and how can you identify the physical proximity sensor and in the device. That is what my point of making this kind of video. So first phone is the Oneplus Nord 2. Let's see, Oneplus Nord 2 has got any kind of physical proximity sensor, or it depends upon any other ultrasonic sensors or motion detecting sensors. That's what I'm going to check exactly. So this is an application which is called the sensor test. You can download from Play Store and you can try it by yourself. There's an option which is called the proximity. As soon as you click the proximity sensor, you will be able to see some kind of light blinking, as you can see friends. So if you see that kind of light blinking, that means that's a proximity sensor. Yes, so OnePlus Nord 2 has got the physical proximity sensor available on the top, as you can see exactly. So in this phone, most of the time, I think out of 100%, maybe 90% or 98%, you won't feel any kind of problems with while attending any kind of calls, even in the WhatsApp call or normal calls. You won't feel that much kind of difficulty in the OnePlus Nord 2. If you feel any kind of difficulties in the physical sensor, that means you did use the tamper glass or any other screen protector glass covering this sensor. Only then it will not work. If you don't cover this sensor, this will work 100% fine. Try to check that first. And right now, as you can see, friends, whenever I keep my finger on this sensor, the light is turning off. You can clearly see that. So this is very much important for a lot of other users who are actually making a lot of calls and important calls. Sometimes if you don't have this sensor, the calls may get stuck. I'll try to explain you what are the phones which doesn't have a sensor. So next phone is a Poco F3 GT. Let's see what about the Poco F3 GT. Whether the Poco F3 GT has got any kind of physical sensor or not. So this is the same application I'm trying to use, and let's check the proximity sensor. As you can see now, there is no physical sensor. No, there is no physical proximity sensor present in the Poco F3 GT. So for this type of users, you need to rely on different type of sensors. So whenever you raise your ultrasonic sensor, I think some people they did use the word ultrasonic sensor, some other sensors, but it will work. It will work, but only it works when you lift the phone in certain angle. As you can see, only in certain angle it works. So that means whenever you attend a call, when you try to keep the phone near your ear, only then the proximity sensor will work. So because of this reason, sometimes you may feel the proximity sensor getting stuck, even though if you're not covering. As you can see, right now I'm not covering. Sometimes as you can see, it got stuck at the 0 only without even covering the screen. As you can see, even sometimes this kind of problems can actually happen in the Poco F3 GT. Without even covering, the screen will be locked. So if you experience this kind of problem, let me know in the comment section below. I'm not saying all the users every time you'll experience, but most of the time, as you can see. So this is what happens if there is no physical sensor. It's kind of not that much kind of 100% accuracy you cannot expect in this kind of phones. That's the reason I thought of comparing side by side, so you know exactly which phones are using physical sensors and which phones are not using any kind of physical sensors. So let's move to the next phone, which is a Realme X7 Max. And in the Realme X7 Max, let's check the proximity sensor. As soon as you click the proximity sensor, you'll be able to see the light blinking, as you can see. So there's a light blinking. So the Realme X7 Max has got the physical sensor, so it should not be a problem. If you have the problem, try to check the tamper glass or any kind of protective glass that may be covering the sensor. Try to remove it and it will work perfectly. Only if you use the tamper glass on above sensors, it won't work. That is the one thing you should definitely understand. So most of the time, this kind of border glasses, there will be some kind of bordered tamper glass full screen, as you can see. This kind of, if it covers the sensor sometimes, then it doesn't work. That's it. Otherwise, it will be working. Let's move to the next phone, which is a Mi11X device. In the Mi11X also same kind of scenario. There is no physical sensor at all. No, there is no physical proximity sensor. So right now you can see it's not turning off nothing, but it actually works when you lift the phone in certain angle. Only then it will work. As you can see, it's working when you lift the phone. That's it. So proximity sensor in the Poco F3 GT and Mi11X device, it works, but you may experience sometimes delay or sometimes getting stuck. That is what I'm trying to mention for this kind of users. If there is no proximity sensor, so these kind of problems can definitely occur when you're trying to make a WhatsApp calls. So I did get a lot of complaints regarding the WhatsApp calls in these two phones, Poco F3 GT and the Mi11X device. And let's move to the final phone, which is iQOO 7 device. In the iQOO 7 device, as you can see, there's no physical proximity sensor, but there's some kind of light starts blinking. Yes, in this phone there's some kind of light will be blinking at this point. I'm not sure what that light is about because it's not working at all. Even though if I remove the tamper glass and everything, but still it doesn't work for me in my case in the iQOO 7 device. Even if I lift this phone in certain angle also, sometimes it's not working. So most of the time, out of all these 5 phones, I think most of the time I did experience the proximity sensor problems in the iQOO sound device. So not every time, but most of the time I did experience some kind of problem. Let me know in the comment section below, did you experience this kind of issues in this phone or not? Sometimes, that is what I'm trying to say. So in these 3 phones, in this Poco F3 GT ML NX device and iQOO sound device, you may experience the problems. But in these 2 phones, you will not experience. But if you experience, that can be the problem of the tamper glass what you're using on the phone. That's what you need to check. Now I'm trying to use the iQOO sound device. When the lights are completely turned off, you may be able to see some kind of light blinking. As you can see, some kind of light is blinking. So this is what called proximity sensor, but I'm not sure what that light is related to. As you can see the light blinking clearly in the iQOO sound device. Let me try to go on the screen and off the screen. Sometimes you'll be able to see that. As you can see, friends, it's very small. It's very, as you can now you'll be able to point out clearly what is happening in the iQOO sound device. So friends, this is a quick comparison between the proximity sensor between all of these 5 smartphones, which a lot of users are actually having some kind of doubts. So I hope this video might be clearing all the queries whatever you're having regarding the proximity sensor and what is going on with these phones as well. So these phones, only I think Realme X7 Max and the Oneplus Nord 2, these are the phones at this price range which are having the physical sensor which you can actually see the light blinking clearly. So these are really 100% reliable, which you can actually trust most of the time without any kind of issues, these 2 phones. So because I'm getting plenty of requests on this kind of proximity sensor problems, so that is the reason I thought of making this kind of video, so which might be helping a lot of other users. So if you're that kind of person who is actually experiencing the proximity sensor issues, let me know in the comment section below. Definitely I can take a look in the comments and I'll try to see. So I'll try to even check the other phones as well. Even most of the mid-range segment, they will have the proximity sensor. Only with the higher-end segment mobile phones nowadays, they are trying to not give this kind of proximity sensor present in the phone. I'm not sure why they are deleting this proximity sensor. They do have a lot of space here on the top, but still, just small sensor. I'm not sure, friends. Let me know in the comment section below what are your thoughts on this one. So do you feel any kind of difficulties or not? But for me, out of 100%, maybe 5 to 10%, I did feel some kind of difficulties in these 3 phones. Not all the time, not always, only few times I did feel the difference. So thank you for watching this video, friends, and I'll see you in the next video online straight for more updates. In case if you have any other queries, let me know in the comment section below. So that's it, friends. See you in the next video. Until then, bye.